All right, my name is Casey, and I'm going to be teaching you this Swift course on learning iPhone app development. Um, my motivation for teaching this course is to show you the best route to start creating apps. Um, I have seen many beginners enter this journey without knowing exactly which path to follow, and then they end up spending so much time on the things they really don't need to know yet. So this course is designed to teach you the things you need to know in order to start making apps. That is, in order to start bringing the ideas in your head to life. So that is why I designed this course, and my that was my guide as I was designing this course, to bring you the necessary things you need only so that you can just start creating the apps you have in your head. And yes, we are going to be creating this with the programming language called Swift in combination with xcode. Um, so, uh, this course we're going to cover some very basic things. They are phased in 10 different sections, as you can see, 10 phases. And these 10 phases are um, covering topics that are 27 in number. So I created these topics to cover everything I just said, but at the same time, they are very, very specific. So, like the first one is assessment, iPhone development overview. Assessment is what we're doing now. iPhone development overview, programming language Swift, going over Swift. Using Xcode, designing app interface, view controllers, basic button clicks, launching a new screen, saving data, retrieving data, all this good stuff, and saving images, of course, loading images. Then, of course, would eventually dive into, let me zoom this in. We'll dive into saving content on the cloud, like uploading images, downloading images, text, videos, streaming, all those good stuff. And then we'll dive into using the cameras and microphones. That means capturing videos and taking photos. Um, we'll also touch a very important concept called object-oriented programming, which is basically a way of you, the programmer, creating an organized form of your idea on in code. So let's say, for example, you have an idea for a banking app. You want to create a bank account in code. So object-oriented programming is a way of you organizing your ideas in code so that you can access them and run functions on them. Then we'll touch table views, dictionaries, tab bar controllers, and then using this concept of table views, would implement it in the banking app and as well as implement it in the Instagram feed app we're going to create eventually. Um, as a quick explainer, a table view is basically a list of content. So it could be a list of bank accounts, it could be a list of the content you see on your Instagram feed. So all these lists, they're called, all these lists, they're usually implemented with a view called table view. We'll get into that down the line. And then lastly, we'll touch 10 ways to make money from apps, tried and tested by me. So I'm going to be sharing with you 10 ways that you can fill up your bank account, your real bank account in this case, with money from the apps you've created. So that's gonna be the last concept we'll cover. But for now, we're going to touch on materials. The materials you're gonna need for this course is an Apple computer. It doesn't have to be the Pro, but the Pro would work best. Um, an iPhone is recommended but not required, because we would always have the simulator, which you can use to simulate the app you are working on. The reason it's recommended, but not required, is because when we get to the point of testing photos and recording videos, that cannot happen on the simulator. You're gonna need a physical device to be able to do that. So hopefully at that point, if you don't already have an iPhone at hand, you might be able to get one from a friend. But again, it's not required. So the 10 phases we're going to be going through, phase one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they're going to cover these topics, these same topics. The 27 of them are going to be covered in these 10 phases. And like I already went through, the phases are really very specific, like assessments. This we are currently in phase one, by the way. Assessments, iPhone development overview, other stuff using Xcode, saving data. So all this stuff is what we're gonna cover in the phases to come. Everything I've already went through. Now, if you don't already have Xcode installed on your computer, just open up the App Store. This is the App Store. Open it up, and then search Xcode. Enter. This is Xcode over here. So you just click it and then install. It's gonna take a while because it's 12 gigabytes approximately. So it's something that's gonna take some time. You do not need to do this now. Now we're focused on just this video, this particular phase one. You don't need Xcode right now, but you can do it after this course. After this first phase. So that means when this video is ended. Then the other thing you're going to need along the way in this course is the Swift programming language. Swift is the programming language used in iPhones currently. So you are going to need to know Swift. And to learn Swift, I highly recommend you learn it through codeacademy.com. They offer the course for free. I'm not saying you need to pay for another course. No, this is the best way possible I know for someone to learn the Swift programming language, which is needed in this course we are going through. So once you go there, I already have the page open. Once you go there, they have the Swift course available, and it's free. All you have to do is create an account and learn Swift. They have these very nice pattern for learning Swift that's worked for me and worked for a lot of people as well. So I recommend you do this. I recommend you use them to learn Swift. And also, if you don't already know Swift, learning Swift is going to be your only homework throughout this course. So I recommend after this first video, go start learning Swift. Create your own schedule, but I recommend you make it a regime to be learning Swift. As you can see, after every phase, learning Swift on Code Academy is your homework every day. So take it as a personal milestone and get it done. It's not hard, especially with Code Academy. It's not hard. So make out a plan and start learning Swift. As you can see, it's really Swift. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Oh, plus 4 more lessons. So yeah, that's your homework every day. Learning Swift. Now, again, you don't need to pause this course to go and learn Swift. You can do them concurrently. I have designed this course in a way that you can actually learn Swift and learn this course together. So just make sure you're doing the homework, which is learning Swift. And then number 4, which is clarification of student app idea. Now, this is one of the most important parts of this course. Command B, bold. This is where you think of an idea and make it your destination. That means I want you to think of a problem you want to solve with an app. Better if it's a personal problem. Write it down on paper and then think of this idea as the reason why you are learning this course. The reason I'm saying this is because having an idea that propels you is the only way you can deal with the difficulties that may come with creating software. You have to have that idea that is your is your destination. Without that destination, you can easily give up. So I recommend you pause this video for a second and think of an idea that you can say, this is the reason why I want to learn this course, because I want to create this idea and put it on the app store. So let that be your driver, let that be your propeller, let that be your the reason you wake up and come to this course every time um, you have it scheduled. So so write it down and then put it in your mind. I've covered programming language Swift. So with that said, we would move on to phase two in the next video. But wait, the links to the videos, that is each phase, is going to be on this section of the document. It's currently not there now because this is the first lesson. So the links are going to be here. So um, so that's how you know what videos to click on next. So currently we're on phase one. You probably click the link here. Phase two, the link is going to be here, just like that. So if you haven't downloaded Xcode yet, go download it, and I'll catch you in phase two.